using all the precision instruments to put this yoke on. Good morning and welcome to another episode of Ugly Jeeps. This is part 2 of our trip to Moab video series. Last week we kind of introduced you to the Jeep, told you what we were doing. We got into a little bit of work on it, but I was super tired. Steve was super frustrated with the back brakes, so not a lot of filming happened. We prepped the front bumper for the tow bar, got the tow bar mounted. Steve got the back brake adjusters working. In the meantime, I decided I was going to order a front locker for it. And so we tore the front end back apart, down to just the axle tube. I still got to get the diff out and tear it apart. Right now, Steve is building another transfer case that we were going to swap so I could run overdrive if I was driving this thing there, but now we're towing it, so it's just kind of getting the parts put back so we don't lose them. So today I'm going to work on, I got my spare rim finally. I'm going to mount up the spare tire on the spare rim. We're going to finish checking nuts and bolts, greasing everything, topping off fluids, basically get everything done that we need to do. That way, when the locker gets here on Monday, we can just throw it in sometime in the next week and then finish up on Friday, Saturday, getting our trip prepared, stuff prepared for the trip, and then leave on next Monday. So we got a lot to do, so I'm going to get to work. My new used spare tire and wheel. It matches, but I'm going to put a new one on there because I bought a new one. Steve's finishing up the safety chains for the tow bar, getting it ready to go. You can see the wheels are still off the Jeep. Waiting on that front locker, and then we have to bleed the brakes. One of the other things I forgot to mention was I ordered a bikini top just to take with us in case. I'm going to hopefully have the windshield folded down most of the time. Got a fire extinguisher. I'm going to put to use our 8995 Harbor Freight tire mount thing. Look at this super sexy Dana 18 Steve just built. I really want to just clear coat it and leave it bare, but he wants to paint it, so we'll probably fight about that later. Okay, well, time to get to work. So the bead on this thing is super rusty. I'm hoping that it's salvageable. It might just be still looking for a wheel. All right, we got the bead broken on this rusty old thing, and now I'm going to try to save the tube if I can. We'll see. Steve's over there tow barring, and the sun actually came out. It's actually the first time I've seen him use a grinder with a guard on it, so safety first.
Oh, I bought something for that.
Huh?
I had one blow up in my face, so I bought that face shield.
Oh, the face shield that's right over here that you're not using?
Yeah.
Okay. Kids, always wear eye protection. Don't be like Steve.
It's certified. Certified not to fucking kill you again. Better put the wire wheel on that drill. There's a big wheel.
I'm gonna hose it off first. She's a beauty. There's a left 2-wire wheel. The bead, it looks good. It's just the center of the wheel looks rotten as hell. All right, well, a lot of time has passed today. We didn't get a lot of things done. Our other wheel was junk, so we fought this tire onto this agricultural Jeep wheel. I don't know. It's interesting, so thought I'd run with it. I had a receiver hitch I built for this, and I didn't like it, so I put an old style pintle hitch on. Kind of just filling everything with oil. Test fitted the bikini top. I'm not done with it yet. I've mounted up a fire extinguisher just in case. Steve got the tow bar, safety chains and everything done and bolted on there. Just really waiting for the locker, so then we can bleed the brakes and everything else going. I'm gonna make a little bracket to put right here to put our magnetic tow lights on. I might wait till tomorrow, though. It's getting kind of late in the day to be still doing this stuff, so that's about all we're going to get done today, I think. I got to still fill the transmission full of oil. The transfer case was full. The rear end was about half full. Yeah, just little stuff like that. Just waiting on the locker to be the last major thing, and the brake bleeding. The last major thing we got to do before we leave. Yeah, I'll be back in the shop tomorrow sometime to finish her up. Well, we didn't get a lot done yesterday afternoon. Steve kind of got a little bit mad at me for filming when I should have been working on stuff, so we kind of went camera free for the rest of the day. Got the spare tire mounted on a different wheel. The first wheel was junk. Safety chains on the tow bar are done. I put a pintle hitch on the back to have a recovery point. I'm working on the bikini top right now. I have to do some filling of the transmission. I ordered some new tie rod ends because these ones are old and junk that are on here. So those will be installing those today, hopefully. The list continues. We still haven't got our locker. It now says Tuesday instead of Monday. According to my list here, I have a skid plate to put on too, which I don't have the correct one for this, but I have one off of I'm guessing an MB or a GPW or something. And I'm going to see if it lines up and matches, because I don't really want to smash my stuff into rocks or get hung up on it. So yeah, just going to kind of jump into that and see where we go. Okay, things I've got done so far: I filled the transmission. I went out to the shed to look for a skid plate. All I could find was this older one, I guess. I don't know, it bolted right on there. It was a little bent, so I had to straighten it out so the drive line wouldn't rub. But it went right in the same hole, so we're gonna run with it. I don't know if it's World War II or what it's off of, so. We're gonna run with it. So I got a best top bikini top for a CJ5. Part number 5250501. And I got one like 20 years ago for my other Jeep, and it fit a lot better. This is kind of, we might have to do some work on it. Hopefully once it gets in the sun, it looks a lot better, but we're only gonna run it if it's raining or snowing on us down there anyway. So if not, then we're gonna be windshields down. Yeah, I don't know what. If you own a CJ5, does your roll bar do something different? I don't know. It's kind of weird. So, anyway. So this is the wheel we ended up going with yesterday. And I've posted pictures of it on Instagram before, and nobody seems to recognize it. It looks like a Kelsey Hayes Jeep wheel. If you see it from the backside, you really can't tell the difference other than these holes for something. It's got a little bit less back spacing, so it sticks out about 1.5 inches further than the other one, but at this point, we're just gonna roll with it. My old spare tire, this it was a 716, is flat and it's old, and since we're flat towing this thing, I wanted a good spare. So hopefully we don't have any problems with it. Oh boy, what a mess I'm getting myself into. I took the carrier out of the front end, and I just pulled on the bearing, holding it, and it shot off. And so I flipped it over, and I just pulled, and the other one came apart in my hands. So what I'm doing is I'm prepping this front carrier to get ready to put a lock ride in it when it gets here on Tuesday. So I got to take out the spider gears and the pin and stuff to get, I hear you have to take the ring gear off of these to get the lock right in them. So I took the ring gear off, had a bunch of little tabs and bolts to unfold, and then really they were not super tight anyway, which I guess they're not, but so now I've got to order new bearings for the front, and I'm going to get new inner axle seals because they look shot too. But for today, I'm not going to try taking these off because I don't want to ruin the shims. I got a better puller at home that I'll bring over here tomorrow. But I'm going to get the pin, this little pin right here, out. And then I can get this pin out to do to take out the spider gears. So I really didn't get much done in the last hour. I went and had lunch, and then I pulled the caps off the differential and pry barred that out of there. So just slowly going. This is about one of the last things to do besides bleed the brakes and put it back together. So I'm done looking for things to worry about. So anyway, let's see if we can get this pin out without causing any more grief. Go ahead and clamp this thing back in the vise. See if I can find one of Steve's punches in his mess of drawers. So I can punch it out with. Just improvise. Well, that was a little easier than I thought it would be after I made a punch. This thing out of there. And voila. Okay, now I just got to get bearings and inner axle seals and a locker, and it'll be ready to go back together. All right, well, I got Steve's tow light brackets done for his magnetic trailer lights, and just put them on there with some self-drilling screws so I can just zip them back out when I need to, and they don't look horrible. I had to make them a little bit odd shape so they catch the whole magnet, and hopefully they don't fly off on our journey to Utah. But as of right now, I think I'm done for this weekend. I'm going to order bearings and seals when I get to work tomorrow for the front end and get it all put back together. Hopefully Tuesday night we'll get the locker and we can start getting it put in, and then Wednesday night maybe I can put in some long hours out here in the shop and get everything buttoned up, and then Friday we can bleed the brakes, take it on a test drive, make sure the tow bar is going to work, get together the rest of our tools and spare parts, and other stuff, and then Saturday we can relax, Sunday after work, and Monday morning bright and early we'll head to Moab. At least that's the plan. We'll see if it changes. 1 week to go.